Hey guys, so today we're going to be playing A Whisper of Blue. This is a demo, I do believe, so the whole game isn't out yet. Hold on, I'm going to double check that. I should have done this before. Yeah, this is just a demo. The game is still currently in progress. Usually I wouldn't play games that are currently in progress, but this looked neat and I wanted to play some scary games, and this is one of those horror romance type ones, so I thought it'd be good for us. Alright, so let's see what it is. The sea is truly a realm of mystery. An aquarium, no matter how big, is merely a poor replica created for us humans to experience a little bit of this magic for ourselves. There you go. I contemplate my hard work while wiping a bead of sweat on my forehead. My reflection smiles back at me at this perfectly clear glass I spent my afternoon on. Clean as new. I thought it was never going to end. With a sigh, I threw the towel on the tray next to the spray, feeling content with myself. Maybe one day my perseverance will be rewarded, and I'll do more than just clean around. Sure, sometimes I get to feed the fishes, but that's more of an occasional thing when the primary caretaker is absent. I knew what I was getting into when I took the post. It's definitely an important part of the job. But interacting with the marine residents of this aquarium seems like a more enriching experience. It hasn't been long since I've been hired, so all I have to do is wait for an opportunity. Excuse me. I flinched at the sudden touch on my shoulder and turned back. Oh, Sophia, aka my caring and energetic redheaded colleague. She's my senior and the one who showed me the ropes of the job since day one. We even sometimes grab a drink together outside of work hours. Maybe that means she's more of a friend than a colleague at this point. Did you finally finish cleaning? Yep, finally. People just can't keep their hands to themselves and leave fingertips everywhere. What about you? I was just about to rearrange the food for our friends tomorrow before taking off. She took the basket of freshly cut vegetables and shrimp as proof. I wish someone would give me food on a daily basis too. Maybe try to be a little guppy in your next life. I'll keep that in mind. Sophia lets out a friendly chuckle. Anyway, were you about to head home? Yep. I was just about to dispose of my trail before you came. Then I'm coming at the right time. Let's go with that one. For my pretty eyes? That too, but Mr. Marlowe asked for you. And your pretty eyes. I blink in surprise. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Did you do something wrong? Not that I know of. Then you're probably not. Then why? In the 6 months I spent here, I only got small glimpses of him from afar. Well, I can't be too sure of that, but that probably has to do with the incident the other day. You know, shouldn't need to finish her sentence for me to understand. After all, that was all everyone could talk about lately, and for good reason. Is Devin okay? Sophia couldn't help but wince. The poor guy. I wasn't even there when it happened, but I heard it was a sad sight. As far as I know, his life wasn't in danger. But he probably won't be around long before... if he ever comes back. Not that I blame him if he doesn't. It's not like I was close to Devin, but still, his incident raised a lot of attention and concerns, not only among us, but with the media too. Despite our best efforts to keep it private. That's understandable, but what does that have to do with me? Well, I didn't say it was for sure, but someone will have to replace him, you know. I could feel my blood turn cold. Me? Don't panic. It's just a possibility. You should go see for yourself what he wants. And you better go quickly. You know how he despises late people. She took a few steps behind, about to head her way when we waved an apologetic smile. I need to get going. I need to go too. Good luck. And just like that, I was left alone. Being summoned by my boss wasn't nerve-wracking enough. I may now become the next in line to replace Devin. After what happened to him? No, calm down. As Sophie said, it may be completely unrelated. Maybe he needs to scold me for something. Yeah, that must be it. No worries. And so, with the confidence of a plankton in front of a whale, I head to the boss's office. I took a deep breath in a vain hope to ease my tense body before knocking on the door. Come in. Somehow, I felt like I went back in time to just when I was getting interviewed for my internship. It felt like a long time ago, but it wasn't. God, I forgot how intimidating that man was. It wasn't just the several scars that marked his body, but his ever-growling sound voice and his demeanor bore an aura of authority. Don't just stand there, come in. There's a rumor saying he was once a Marine. It may be totally invented, but somehow I don't doubt it for 1 second. I hurriedly carry myself to the chair in front of his desk as he puts down the papers he was inspecting. How has been your experience with your new job so far? It'll go pretty good. I used to struggle a bit at the start, but thanks to Sophie, I got the hang of it. I still do have trouble sometimes, but overall I'd say I'm getting pretty decent at it. Honestly, cleaning glass isn't that hard. It just takes a lot of dedication and patience, especially with the size of some of the tanks. I almost fell off the ladder more than once. The slippery floor didn't help. I see. Well, not everyone excels at their job from day one. It'll come naturally with time. He crosses his arms and he leans back on his desk, and I instinctively straighten my back. After the small talk, here comes the real stuff. As you probably have guessed, I didn't call you here just to ask about your day. I'm sure you've seen our most recent resident. I nod at his words. The merman. And I suppose you've heard of the incident he caused 3 days ago. Gulp. Devin was above the aquarium to feed him. We didn't expect the merman to be able to jump high enough to catch his ankle. Thankfully, he wasn't alone and he was well equipped, so we managed to get him out before he sustained any fatal injuries. His days aren't counted, but I'm not going to hide it from you. It wasn't pretty. I didn't like where this discussion was headed. As of now, I have no idea when or if Devin will come back. His eyes pierced straight into my soul. Someone needs to take on his job. Yep, I knew it. Though I didn't say anything, my thoughts must have been written all over my face since he let out a raspy sigh. Of course, I have no intention of pressuring you to accept it. But I need you to take a decision quickly, as we cannot afford to let that creature untended for long. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. I want to be the most transparent with you. What exactly happened to Devin? I would normally overrule the question as a private subject between the victim and I, but since it's tied to the work you'll be performing, I cannot hide it from you. After all, it is necessary for you to get all the information at hand to make a sound decision. He marked a pause as if to find the correct words. Basically, Devin lost 2 of his fingers and his face has been disfigured. But his worst injury was made to his neck that was cleanly cut open. A chilly atmosphere settles in the room, so that explains why nobody jumped at the job yet. That merman was no joke. As we reach the end of the interview, Mr. Marlowe swiftly slides a sheet of paper on my side of the table. Do read carefully. I don't want you to make a decision you might regret. With a slight hesitation in my hand, I grabbed the contract and began my reading. All the needed info were there, and sure enough, the salary was much higher. Not that it would matter if I were to die on the job, but it's still nice. For a limited time of 3 days until the speciesman gets extracted towards its new environment. I should manage to not die for those whole 3 days, right? The pen on the counter seemed to be fiercely eyeing me, silently pleading with me to take it and just be done with it all. Without a doubt, the advantages were good. On the other hand, the disadvantages were possibly lethal. Is there truly a good enough reason for me to accept? Sure, the money is nice, but it couldn't compare to the thrill of the experience. I came here to approach the wild marine life, and now I get to see up close a species only seen in legend. That was a dream come true. Maybe a dangerous one, but one worth dying for. How many people would kill to be in my place? Maybe I was being foolish or too optimistic, but at this point, who cares? I know I'll regret it if I don't take it. My newly found confidence fills my lungs. I grabbed the awaiting pen and began writing down my infos. I didn't get to take a look at my boss's reaction, but it seemed like I heard a hum of appreciation. Now I just need to sign my name. Same as always. Are you done? Yes. Mr. Marlowe claps his hands on his desk, giving me a look of appreciation. Then let me congratulate you on your new promotion. At this, Mr. Marlowe stood up, signaling the end of this tense interview. I replicate the gesture and follow him to the door. Somehow, I felt less timid by his side. Surely because he shows more concern and understanding than I expected from a man this size. As we say, don't judge a book by its cover. Thank you once again for your willingness to accept. Truth be told, we would have been in a pinch if you didn't. No, thank you for this opportunity. I shook the hand he extended to me and he took a card out of his back pocket. You'll need this to access the tank. It's located in the East Wing. You only have to follow the number on the card. The East Wing is where the injured wild animals are kept before they get released. Except, this one wasn't going to get released. They kept it in a pretty remote area far from the public. Understandably. You should take a look around and familiar yourself with each other's presence. We still don't know about his level of intelligence or if he can feel a sense of familiarity. As of now, he only shows aggression. But just in case, I don't think it would be a bad idea to try to befriend him. However, don't wander too close to the tank if you're alone. Only do so if you feel it's an emergency, but remember, your life comes first. I'm not going to risk the lives of my employees, so be safe and prioritize your safety above all. Got it? He looked at me straight in the eye as he spoke. He was serious. Well, he always was. But this time, more than ever. Understood. I took the card from his hand, securing it in my pocket. Also, don't forget to cover your ears with some noise-canceling headphones before entering his room. You'll find them in the locker near the door. You can connect to your walkie-talkie to communicate with the merman's room. We may not know everything about their abilities, but merpeople luring humans with their voice is not just a fairy tale, let me assure you. Oh, that was reassuring. Understood. Do not forget, no matter how human he may look, that is still a wild and unpredictable character, just like the rest of the residents here. Goodbye, Mrs. Jinx. I stepped out of the room, letting the door close behind me. Well, I got myself a promotion way faster than I could have ever anticipated. I was very hesitant at first, but now I'm feeling more confident. Of course, caring for a mythical creature is something many people would die for. And that may just happen to me, but that's a worry for a future me. First things first, the headphones. I insert the card into the slot of the locker and grab the intended item for my survival. That was one thing I didn't expect to be doing in an aquarium, but here we go. Wow, I can't even hear my own voice. All I can hear is the blood pumping in my ears. Once assured it was safely secured and plugged into my walkie-talkie, I used the same card on the door as this time with anticipation. The green light indicated me it was finally time for me to encounter the infamous creature that would be in my care for the following days. But it's not like I expected a reinforced door to be light, but it was way heavier than I expected. I tried forcing a bit more, but I was quickly met with resistance. Shoving my shoulder into the door, it opened a bit more. However, it didn't seem like the door itself was the problem. It was like there was something blocking the door from the other side. My feet took a step back unconsciously. There's no way, right? There's only one entry to this room. Something may have fallen behind and blocked the door. There's simply no other way. I tried to glance through the crack, but what's that? It looks like scales. But the only fishy thing in that room was okay, we're gonna touch it. It's probably a bad idea. Really bad idea. But we're gonna touch it. My arm passed through and hesitantly poked at whatever that was supposed to be. It was cold, with a bit of a slimy texture that made the scales incredibly smooth, almost like velvet. Very much similar to a fish, but it was completely unmoving. I patted the fishy skin with a bit more vigor, trying to trigger some sort of reaction. Hey, you, what are you doing here? Then, without warning, the tail started moving, thrashing around and splattering water everywhere. My heart couldn't handle both the relief and the scare that sudden and unexpected reaction causing me to jolt. Okay, calm down, I'm coming. Taking a few steps back, I slammed my whole body into the door repeatedly. I could already tell my shoulder will get bruised, but that was the least of my concerns right now. But eventually, thanks to my effort, the door ended up open, and the sight that greeted me. Now that is definitely not something I was prepared for. Sprawled in front of my feet lay the merman, several meters away from the tank where he was supposed to stay. Since I only got a quick glimpse before, I didn't realize how massive he was. Even bigger than the giant dolphin we rescued once, meaning way past 2 meters long. How did you even manage to jump out? As I analyzed the scene, I noticed a trail of water going from the merman to the handle of the door. His entire body was ran by spasms as his mouth was open wide, gasping for well. So, no offense, guys, but I really don't want to play that again. I'm gonna call it here. If you're interested in this game, go ahead and I will have the link in the description. But and no, I am not rage quitting. I died. It's fair. I'm just not crazy about it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.